Brad Williams, XL Prime, because tutorial number 74 was such a pain in the rear. How about I present it in an easier to understand fashion. This is to take off of that nightmare situation where the end goal was just to find the percentage of a particular produce in our range here without dealing with the dates. Here it is, straightforward. We're going to use COUNTIF and COUNTA because we're going to use a little division. We're not going to deal with this delivery date stuff like we did in number 74. We're going to look here, COUNTIF, produce 77. What is produce 77? It's D5. All we're going to do is count corn. How many corn show up in this list here, right here? 5. How many? Well, let's try to hit F9. Let's try to find non-duplicates here, if that's possible. Hit an F9. Here you go. Corn, onion, lettuce, spinach. So if you go through here, this was my goal, but I kind of got carried away. Why? Because if you read stuff and it just piques a bit of interest, you want to present it. And I wanted to present it in a means that was almost impossible for presentation purposes. And you know what the point was. Never, ever, never present something that you can't present, in 30 seconds. In other words, I want a summary. And here, I can go count produce by grower location, then as a percentage. But that other nightmare was, well, exactly that. It was fantastic in terms of implementation. In other words, we're using the E date and we're using, this and that. And we were trying to put together a puzzle, and that's not the point of this tutorial. I'm trying to make this a bit practical. And that other example was just I'm sorry, I apologize, but here is the same thing without the E date. All we're doing is counting corn, onion, spinach, and then we're presenting it in terms of what percentage of the 4 different produce are representative of this entire list. Let's take a look here. We have 22, 22, 18. It's 73%. How do we get that? We're going to count this 5. This is going to produce 5, and then count A is going to produce 22, and 5 divided by 22 is going to be 22%. I don't know. If I didn't change it, it should say 22 here, right? F9, and it says 22. I just, for fun, said, well, what's the total percentage of corn in our list? Well, it's 31%. And then onion is 31%, lettuce is 25%, and spinach is 13, to sum to 13. Our little list here represents 73% of this entire list. You got it? I hope so. Over here, if you need it, read it. The anatomy, what is this, our 15th COUNTIF? You should be pros by now. Brad Williams, XL Prime, Williams out.